Another thing going into college, education-wise, is to go into a degree, that'll be good for you. Something that you like, something that you enjoy, but also something that you can see yourself doing in the future. Like a lot of college athletes go into school thinking, oh, I'm just going to play football, and they don't have a backup plan. So when their football career is done, they're stuck with nothing. They don't have a degree, they haven't finished, or they're going into something that's pretty much they can't do anything with it. So my advice would be, coming out of high school, going into college, make sure your degree is applicable and it's something that you want to do, and make sure it's a good backup plan for you. Just if you're finished with football at the end of your career, it's something that'll work out for you, something that'll be good for you in your future. If there's one thing that I would have done differently, in high school while being recruited, was I wouldn't have gave a verbal commitment so early. Because when you do that, some teams tend to back off. Some schools tend to pull out. Like if they're offering you, they won't anymore. They'll look at somebody else. So that's one thing I would have done differently, is not commit so early.
A lot of times there's a lot of players that have questions about how to do this or how can they do that, and I think that coaches, most of them are pretty willing and they want to help you in any way they can. And a lot of times it's just because they don't know unless you ask the question, and I think they'll be more than willing to help you. Whether it's with school or with football or whatever sport, just working out, or how you can better yourself in the sport that you're playing. I guess have the courage. I know for me, growing up even for myself, is difficult to really talk to the coaches. Not so much the coaches, I guess more so it was just myself and my personality. I just kind of didn't want to ask too many questions, I guess. But I think asking a lot of questions is better than asking no questions, and trying to figure out everything, because it's a totally different world out there. And if you don't have other people, and not everyone has someone that's been through the experience before that can help coach them up. And so if you're one of those people, don't be afraid to ask questions, because it will really help you out. If you're
ask and you shall receive.
Ask and you shall receive. Exactly.
Hi, my name is Joshua Rice. Today I'd like to talk to you about a big question that a lot of high school athletes have, and that's, when does the recruiting process start? Now, a lot of people may think that it's when you get your first letter from a coach or you send in film or something like that. I certainly thought back when I was in high school the recruiting process started my senior year. After season was done, that's when I make my film and send it out and then try and get in contact with coaches. But actually the recruiting process can start as soon as you want, as soon as possible. There's a lot of coaches who are looking younger and younger for athletes to recruit, 7th, 8th grade. And so anything you can do right now would be helpful. A big thing is calling coaches, trying to make a contact with them, talking to a coach, trying to get them to know you. Another way to get to know coaches is going to camps and talking to them, and also sending out film. Even if you maybe don't have the greatest highlight film or greatest numbers at a combine, it's still worth it to talk to coaches and make that contact so they know who you are and hopefully get on their recruiting list.